You want to get more downloads for your podcast, and you can do that very easily with the EAT method. I'm going to show you in this video and this audio how to do that. You're listening to Bruce Chamoff, Become a Successful Podcaster, and this is both the video and the audio podcast. You can comment if you're using EAT. I want to know if you're using EAT. Tell me in the YouTube video. Tell me in Spotify. You can do comments in Spotify, and if you properly use EAT, and it's very easy and it's also free, you're going to get more downloads. So first thing I'm going to do is tell you what EAT stands for. The first E is experience. Second E is expertise. The A is authority, and the T is trustworthy. And if you like my advice in this podcast and video, thumb it up and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And by the way, I have an annoying bird chirping outside my window here of my house, so just ignore that if you hear that. Anyway, so I spoke about this at Podcast Movement 2025 in Grapevine, Texas, and it went over well. EAT. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthy. If you can tell your podcast story and distribute your episodes and give people that you are all four of those, you're going to get more downloads because people are going to see you as experienced and expertise, authority, and you're trustworthy. Those are the not exactly adjectives. They're adjectives and nouns, but you can basically get more downloads. And I'm going to show you how to do this. So now the first thing is you obviously are an expert. You wouldn't be podcasting if you were not an expert. You love what you do. You love what you teach people in your podcast or how you entertain them. I mean, unless you're a comedy podcast and maybe you're getting people to laugh. Well, again, you're an expert on comedy. I mean, you are. You're an expert getting people to actually laugh, right? So that's important. And just keep on putting out podcast episodes the same day of the week or days of the week, and people will see that you have that expertise because they're going to keep on tuning into your podcast from those days. And obviously, if you talk about the subject matter like you are an expert, then you're going to obviously be an expert and people are going to see you that way. And they're going to download more of your episodes, and you're going to get more audience members, and you're going to get more binges. Again, I talk about binging in my other videos, so you can check out those videos. Now, experience is pretty much the same thing as expertise. I mean, you can't really be an expert if you're not experienced, and you can't have experience if you're not an expert. To me, they're the same thing, but those are what the two E's mean in the EAT method. Now, authority is a little different. Authority is about your page authority. And that's coming from backlinks on Google, or what we used to call link development. Now, authority is really important, and Google has a page authority ranking, and that is from 0 to 100. The higher, the better, obviously. And page authority is really important because if you have others linking to your podcast, Google's going to see that, and they're going to give you a higher ranking or higher score on your page authority. Now, keep this in mind that this is how they measure it. The more links you have, the more backlinks you have to your podcast episodes, the higher your page authority, and then obviously you're going to be more of an authority that's going to satisfy the A in EAT, and that's really important. Now, trustworthiness, the T. That is also important. People have to trust you, and they have to trust that the content you're giving is relevant, current, important, and obviously, if you're trustworthy, they're going to see you as an expert, they're going to see you as experienced, and they're going to see you as an authority. So they all work together. The whole EAT method works together. All right, keep that in mind. Put out podcasts the same days of the week. Talk like you are an expert. Even if you don't think you're an expert, talk like you're an expert. I want to know in the comments, are you an expert in your subject matter? I want to know that. What is your subject matter? Tell me that in the comments. I'd love to know. And maybe I'll subscribe to your podcast as well. I also want to, I'm just checking something in my video here. I also want to know if you, how big your audience is. Because if your audience is big, they obviously trust you. And the more trustworthiness you have, Google's going to see that. You can do this with your show notes. You become trustworthy by putting more information into your show notes. And this also helps you with AI. So AI is going to help, okay? You're going to get rankings from ChatGPT and other places as well. And I think that's really a good thing. So the more of the EAT method you use, the more downloads you're going to get, the more rankings on Google you're going to get, the more mentions on ChatGPT you're going to get. And I hope you guys trust me. I hope you think I'm trustworthy. So I think that's important. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Thumb up the video, add your podcast to the World Podcast Network, and I look forward to talking to you in the very next episode. Thank you.